Tyler, the Creator, just got exposed, and bruh, it's bad. You can delete tweets all you want, but the internet don't forget.
We don't do that here.
They got screenshots, lyrics, even photos you thought were gone, all coming back to haunt you. What's wild is this whole mess started with a tribute post. Not beef, not a scandal, a tribute. But the moment he called out his own fans for not respecting black music, they turned on him like wolves. And now, the same man who built a cult following is getting dragged by the cult itself. Yeah, this one gonna hurt, because it ain't about rumors no more. It's about karma. So here's how this all started. Tyler, the Creator, right, post this heartfelt message about D'Angelo, a soul legend, man. D'Angelo just passed from pancreatic cancer, and Tyler's just trying to honor a man that influenced half his catalog. Simple, respectful, mature. And then boom, the comment section turns into a circus. Drop the album, Tyler. When you gonna post another fit, bro? Like, bruh, somebody died. They treated that tribute like a fan page. No empathy, no awareness. Tyler ended up turning the comments off, right? And that's when things went from bad to embarrassing, because the man clearly felt disrespected. Like, damn, y'all can't even let me grieve for one post. That's not just rude, that's revealing. It showed him what type of fans he really got. People who love the aesthetic, not the artist. They love the weird, the chaos, the meme, but they don't respect the man behind it. Now here's where it gets wild. After turning off them comments, Tyler goes on X, and he likes this one tweet that said, Tyler's fan base hates black music, despite Tyler himself having a deep love for it. And the internet lost it. They flipped that right back on him like, oh really? You talking about fake fans now? Bruh, you the one who built that crowd. And to be fair, they kind of got a point, because back in the day, that edgy, wild energy Tyler was giving, that's what attracted half his audience. The crazy white kids who thought saying anything offensive was a form of art. They thought being disrespectful made them deep. So when Tyler liked that tweet, it hit different. Because it sounded like a man realizing too late what kind of monster he created. That like button wasn't just shade, it was regret. Now after that tweet started catching fire, Tyler, being Tyler, couldn't just chill. He had to say something. So he jumps on X and drops that one line that broke the internet. These sun dodgers are out of control, man. Now if you don't know what that means, it's basically slang for white people. You know, people who dodge the sun. So imagine this. A black artist already under heat for his old edgy tweets, now throwing racial jabs at his own fans.
Are you stupid or something?
Oh, you know they weren't letting that slide. Within minutes, boom. Think pieces, reaction clips, Reddit threads, fan pages deleting old posts like we don't know him. Bruh couldn't even breathe before they started saying he's anti-white now. The irony, right? He's being called racist by the same crowd that made racist jokes for him 10 years ago. But here's the real twist. That Sun Dodgers tweet exposed something deeper. Tyler wasn't just venting. He was frustrated that the same audience that made him rich don't really see him. They see a vibe. They see color when it's convenient. They see rebellion, not reflection. And in that moment, he slipped, said something honest, something human. But online, you can't be human. Every word becomes evidence. So he deletes it, but too late.
Tyler, the Creator, is currently being canceled by his fans over some shit that he said on the internet in 2014. And my question is, where have y'all been at? Tyler has always been this way. If you've been a Tyler fan since the beginning, he's always been this way. And I'm not saying that you have to be a fan of the things that he's saying. All I'm saying is this is not new. Why do we continue to try and cancel people when they say something problematic or do something problematic or have done something problematic? Why don't you just stop listening to his music? This is who he's always been. This is not new. This isn't something that's just happening now. If he wants to get on the internet and say he hates Black History Month, so how is that actually harmful to anyone? If you support Black History Month, and honestly, I can go on a rant about why Black History Month is crazy in itself, because why are we getting 1 month out of the entire 12 months that we have? If this man doesn't like Black History Month, so what? Don't listen to his music. I don't understand how that actually draws so much energy out of y'all. Why are we on the internet spending our time talking about this man? There's more important things to be doing than canceling a person who said something crazy in 2014 or even yesterday. Like, that just doesn't make any sense to me. Just don't buy his new album. Problem solved.
And that's when the floodgates opened. Internet detectives woke up like it was day one of trial season. Oh, you want to talk about racism, Tyler? Cool, let's talk about your old tweets. They started pulling up everything. Tweets from 2011, 2012, stuff he said when he was barely out of high school. I hate Black History Month, F segregation, random slurs, even that picture where he's allegedly wearing Klan robes. Bro, they went deep. And it's wild because he's been deleting tweets in real time, like trying to clean a house that's already on fire. Fan screenshotting everything, like, too late, my boy, we saw it already.
Today your ass is gonna die, bitch. Say goodnight, motherfucker.
Now, some people defended him, said he was young, edgy, shock value era. Everybody said wild stuff back then. But others said, nah, this ain't immaturity, this is identity. He was distancing himself from his own people to fit in with white kids. And that's where it got ugly for real. Because now this wasn't about Tyler versus trolls. It was Tyler versus his origin story. The same wild energy that made him famous is now the evidence being used to destroy him. You could feel it online. People weren't just canceling him, they were dissecting him. To really understand how we got here, you gotta go back to the iFuture days. That wild, chaotic little crew that came in like a digital earthquake. 2010 to 2013. Tyler, Earl, Frank, Sid, Haji, all of them. Teenage rebels with a mic. Their whole vibe was shock the world, eat bugs, say wild stuff, fake murders and skits, anything that made people go, yo, what the hell did I just watch? They were the internet's middle finger. Parents hated them, teachers banned them, but those same bans turned into badges of honor. Every time the media said, don't listen to our future, the fans doubled up. But here's where the danger crept in. Tyler wasn't just being edgy, he was shaping taste. He made it cool to be offensive. He made trolling look like art. So those white suburban kids, they weren't laughing with him. They were laughing at the culture he came from. That was the start of it. A whole generation that saw Black rebellion as entertainment instead of expression. And Tyler, he was too young, too hyped, too successful to even see it happening in real time. Now here's where the real conversation starts. Because for years, everybody knew Tyler's crowd was mostly white, like 80 to 90%. Look at the concerts, the festivals, the merch lines. It wasn't reflective of the culture he came from. It was reflective of who bought in. These were the kids who'd yell the N-word during concerts like it was part of the hook. He said it, so I can too.
Oh, Lord. Again. Again. Nothing new, nothing changed, same old shit.
Nah, bruh. That's not how this works. But the thing is, Tyler gave them permission without realizing it. When your whole brand is built on, I don't care, I'll say whatever, your fans take that as license, not art. They start copying the chaos, not the creativity. And it's a complicated spot for a Black artist to be in. Because he loved the art, the freedom, the weirdness. But the people buying tickets weren't respecting where it came from. They loved him, but not his roots. So when he liked that tweet calling his own fans out, it hit different. It was like the teacher finally realizing his students learned the wrong lesson. Let's talk about the real elephant in the room, Tyler's relationship with Blackness. Because for years it felt like he didn't want to claim it fully. Back in those early interviews, he joked about not being a regular Black dude. I don't like rap like that. I skate. I wear Vans. I hang with white kids. He was distancing himself. Maybe not on purpose, but it showed. And look, I get it. Every artist tries to define their own lane. But Tyler's version of different often came at the expense of his own people. He'd mock Black culture while white fans clapped for him doing it. That's the part that never aged well. You can see the shift later though. By Flower Boy, he's not running from identity. He's exploring it. The colors, the emotion, the sensitivity. That was him saying, yo, I'm more than the troll you met in 2011. But for the internet, growth don't matter. Once they feel like you abandoned your people, they gonna remind you every chance they get. And that's exactly what's happening now. Every Sun Dodger comment, every deleted post is being used to say you only Black when it's convenient. And then it got darker. The fans didn't stop at tweets. They went straight into his lyrics. Songs like Blow, Tron Cat, Effin' Young, all those old bars where Tyler joked about rape, murder, underage girls. Back then he said it was just storytelling, part of the shock art. But now, People aren't laughing no more. They pulled up clips of him referencing Bella Hadid when she was still underage. Even lines about Willow Smith when she was 11, saying he wanted to F her when she grows up.
You're showing me how unserious you are.
Something that bothers me about this whole Tyler the Creator controversy is people being like, oh, how come nothing happened to him back then? Or like, oh, he just wasn't as famous back then, so nobody knew. People knew. He was banned from country. He wasn't some underground artist that people didn't know about. Now someone's gonna be in the comments like, I didn't know who he was. Okay, shut up. Nobody cares about you. All right. Like, he was as popular as Frank Ocean back then. Like, people knew who he was. He just wasn't popping like he is now. I'm saying all that to say is what people aren't recognizing is the times were very different. And this is not even in his defense. I'm just saying, if you're wondering like, oh, how come he didn't get canceled back then? Canceling wasn't a thing back then. Notice every time you find someone's like old tweets of them saying the N-word or something, it's always from that era, because that was before people decided it was cool to start pretending to care about things. There was a large collection of young black people being like, you know, the N-word, it's just a word. As a matter of fact, it's racist if we don't let white people say it. I remember vividly getting into arguments with my classmates about that. Like, the types of things he was saying is like the equivalent of like the R slur now. You know what I mean? Like, nowadays, it's like someone says the R slur, you're like you shouldn't say that, but people are gonna be like, well, I don't really care. But then certain like police brutality situations started to happen, and then people were like, wait, maybe we should start caring about these things. And then 2020, George Floyd happened, and then everyone decided to pretend to care. Mind you, I will say the things he was doing were still out of turn for that time period. Back then, he still had a bad reputation. I think in regards to the whole controversy, and again, I'm not saying what he was doing or saying was right, because obviously, like, in it being a product of your time is only so much of an excuse, right? But I think the concept of the fact that this whole thing started because his white fans were behaving a certain way, and then people decide to flip it on this 30-plus-year-old man for things he did when he was in his early 20s and late teens. He's clearly not on that anymore, and subsequently ignore the white people that were the start of this to begin with. It's like, I understand people are like, oh, we have to hold him accountable. I feel like now you're holding the wrong people accountable. Now, mind you, if this just came up out the blue, okay, fine, whatever. But this conversation literally started off because we were talking about white people disrespecting black music, actively currently doing it. Now we're getting mad at the 30-plus-year-old black man who used to be an edgelord but doesn't do that stuff anymore. Do we see how we're not like confronting any actual problems or like solving anything with it? And the thing is, on top of all that, I know for a fact he's gonna drop his next album and people are gonna be like, hey, like, remember that? But they're still gonna listen, okay? Like, his fans, like, you're not doing anything.
Back in 2011, that flew under the radar because everyone said, it's just Tyler being edgy. But in 2025, nah, that don't hit the same. And the internet being the internet, they connect dots that might not even exist. Oh, see? That lyric was a confession. People mixing art with reality, trying to paint him like another predator. Now, to be fair, he never got charged or accused of doing those things in real life. But the fact those lyrics existed, that energy, it feeds this whole idea that Tyler's past is darker than he lets on. And once people feel that, you can't talk your way out of it. You can evolve musically, spiritually, fashion-wise, but them words gonna haunt you forever. So now the internet's arguing. Where's the line between art and accountability? Tyler always said, yo, I'm just expressing myself. It's shock value. It's fiction. But fans today don't care about artistic context, bruh. They care about impact. You can't joke about rape and murder and then say it's art when we call you out. And honestly, both sides kind of right. Because back then, Tyler was just a loud kid with no filter. But that kid also influenced millions. His words shaped what other kids thought was okay to say. That's the responsibility part. But it's crazy how the same culture that loved him for being wild now wants to crucify him for it. They gave him awards for being raw and unfiltered. They sold merch off his shock value. Now suddenly everyone's moral. Bruh, that's the internet. The truth, accountability don't cancel creativity. It tests it. And Tyler's been facing that test every album since Goblin. Then Flower Boy dropped, and everything changed. Gone was the chaos, the gore, the kill people, burn shit energy. Instead, we got sunshine, self-love, and jazz chords. People ain't know what to do. Some called it a masterpiece, others said he went soft. Nah, bruh, he went human. That album was Tyler peeling off the mask. He talks about loneliness, identity, even sexuality. That was the first time you heard him feel instead of just shock. But here's the twist. The same fans who worshipped his old chaos didn't all grow with him. They wanted the Goblin version forever. The one who cursed, joked about death, made them feel rebellious. They didn't sign up for therapy sessions in 4/4 time. So Flower Boy became the turning point, artistically and spiritually. He wasn't the villain no more, but the world never fully forgave the one he used to be. And that's the curse of reinvention. The old you never really dies online. See, this right here is the craziest part. Some of Tyler's fans just never grew up. They still stuck in 2011 like it's Tumblr season, yelling "Free Earl" and quoting Yonkers like it just dropped. They want that chaotic kid who said whatever came to mind, not the grown man designing perfumes and orchestras. And you can feel it in how they move online. Every time he posts something thoughtful, they turn it into a meme. Every time he speaks about identity, they clown him for it. It's like they're addicted to the version of him that doesn't exist anymore. And here's the deeper thing. A lot of those fans use Tyler as validation. He made them feel cool for being awkward, edgy, weird. But they didn't grow out of that phase like he did. So now seeing him mature, it's almost offensive to them. They feel betrayed, like, oh, you don't hate everything anymore? You're not miserable like us? Nah, bruh. He healed. Y'all just didn't.
Gotta know exactly who you are. Lord have mercy. We must stay focused, brothers. We must stay focused.
And then comes the internet, the greatest liar of all time. Because the internet don't remember your growth. It remembers your worst moment. You could cure cancer tomorrow, but if you said some dumb shit in 2011, that's your headline. Tyler apologizes for past tweets. Not Tyler built an empire. Nah, they want drama. And that's what makes this whole exposure cycle so toxic. Every few years, they hit replay, drag up the same receipts, pretend it's new, and feed it to a new generation of outrage. It's not about justice, it's about clicks. But for Tyler, it's exhausting. Imagine trying to redefine yourself over and over and people still calling you the same kid you were at 18. You can evolve personally, spiritually, musically, but online, you're frozen in your sins. See, when you're a black artist who makes it big, the world don't let you be complex. You can be the rebel or the role model, but not both. Tyler tried to evolve from chaos to consciousness, but his audience didn't evolve with him. And the industry don't help either. They love you loud, broken, and marketable. But when you start healing, when you start questioning the system, suddenly you're a problem. So when people say Tyler got exposed, I kinda laugh. Because truth is, he been exposing us. He's a mirror showing what fame does when growth meets memory. And that's the scary part, bruh. You can escape poverty, you can escape pain, but you can't escape screenshots. At the end of the day, this whole story is a warning, not just for artists, but for anybody trying to grow in public. The internet don't believe in redemption, only repetition. You mess up once, that becomes your identity forever. But here's the twist. You can't live scared of your past. Tyler's proof of that. He kept creating, kept experimenting, kept changing. That's what real evolution looks like. Not perfection, just motion. So yeah, this whole situation's ugly, but maybe it needed to be. Maybe this is how growth looks in real time. Messy, misunderstood, and public. Because truth is, if you never face your shadow, it'll always find a way to go viral. Growth ain't cute. It's not a glow up. It's not a rebrand. It's pain. Tyler learned that the hard way. You don't just grow past your old self and you bury him. And the internet, it'll dig that body back up just to make content out of it. But what about you? If your worst moments went viral tomorrow, would people even recognize the person you are now? Or would they freeze you in that old version, forever judged by who you used to be? I'm just saying, forgiveness ain't trending, but it should be. We all got receipts. Some of us just ain't famous enough for somebody to post them. If you felt this one, go check the next video that just popped up on your screen. I promise it connects. I'll see you on the next one. Panda out.